Hi, Stuart Bunn here, and in this video we're looking at the minor pentatonic scale CAGED shape 2. Just like in the shape 1 video, we're going to do the A minor pentatonic scale, which means that the root note must be an A. Here's the shape. I'll put a link down below so you can get it on screen or print it off if it's helpful. The lowest root note in this scale shape is here. That's the D string. If you don't know the notes in the D string, check out the 2 videos I did on learning the notes on the fretboard. A quick shortcut is 2 down and 2 across from the E string, which hopefully you know better than this one. So, the first thing I should just say is that this shape is fundamentally the same as shape 1. Shape 1 began like this, from the root note. Shape 2, from the root note, is the same, allowing for the fact that when you hit the B string, the tuning of the guitar changes and we are forced to move along by 1 fret. So, and that is this issue. Fret 5 on this string matches the open A string. Same for this one. Same for this one. But here, the tuning is skewed by 1 fret when you hit the B string. Now, keeping that in mind, first of all, makes it easier to memorize this shape if you're not familiar with it already, but also it helps you use it because you probably know something about how to use shape 1 already. So you can use it in the same way. See what I mean? Okay, so let's go through the same stages as we did in shape 1. Get a minor chord on in the background. Here we're going to use A minor again and just play the A minor pentatonic scale shape 2. Spend some time getting to know it. Here it is. Just give you a quick demonstration. Fits perfectly. Okay, so let's zoom in and introduce a little bit more information. There are 2 root notes, this one and this one. If you can, memorize the position of these 2 notes and, as we mentioned with shape 1, sometimes deliberately don't finish on the root note, other times do finish on the root note. When you do finish on the root note, you will tend to, your phrase will tend to sound more like a point of rest, that something has stopped, at least temporarily. Quick demonstration of that, not finishing on the root note, then finishing on the root note. The first phrase was like a question, the second phrase was an answer to that question. So, that was stage 2. Stage 3, well, let's look at what the chord would be that we're actually playing over, the chord shape that fits this region. It's not much use to us to visualize this chord shape, even though it is a correct A minor. We need the one that covers the same region as the scale shape that we're using. And that shape is this. So that is A minor CAGED shape 2. And I'm doing fret 7 on the D string, 9 on the G string, 10 on the B string, 8 on the high E string. If you can hold that shape in your mind as well as the scale shape, which does take some practice, quite a lot of practice to be frank, that will help you improvise better, because when you play a chord tone, that note is very compatible and at ease with the chord you're playing over, the A minor. When you play a non-chord tone, so one of those, or this one, that creates some degree of tension, as we said with shape 1. So, quick demonstration of that. Here's my A minor again. So hopefully you could hear nice and clearly that when I played non-chord tones, there was some degree of tension. And then when I played chord tones, there was an easing off of that tension. Simply knowing that and seeing the shape you're playing over will boost your ability to improvise well. If you only play chord tones, it's boring. If you only play non-chord tones, I suppose it's more disorientating for the listener. You need some sort of a balance, some give and take, up and down. If you need some help on how to improvise, check out the video series I did on how to improvise on guitar. I should put a link down below. As usual, please give it a thumbs up if you found this video helpful and click subscribe so I can send you more. See you in the next video.